Hello everyone! So for this video, we're going to be going over the entire QD system, sort of just explaining it, giving an overview. This is a collab with Cypress since we were able to go over all the bays in the Burst app, so that means that we can cover all the information just to explain it, and I can give my thoughts on it. I do have the graphic that they officially made just explaining it, so that'll be very easy. I'll go over all the main bays, explain, give my thoughts, give my hopes, give my doubts, you know, all that kind of stuff. But with the actual system, okay, so let's go over it first part by part. So the biggest thing to note is that there is a core and an apex mode. So core is basically Hasbro's low mode, and this is what it looks like. This is what core looks like. Now apex is when the armor is on top. So with the TAKARA, to explain, low mode was a low center, and the biggest thing that hurts with this is that none of the armors are metal. That was the main point with low and high mode. It wasn't only just the discs would work certainly for low or they're in high, it's that there was a low center of gravity because of the metal weighting and a high center of gravity because of the metal weighting. So I don't get the real praise for Hasbro doing low and high mode. Yes, it's nice that they did it, but it's not going to be as effective as it should have been if they did it properly. Obviously, the armors lock in differently because the cheapest way to do this system, plastic whatever, so they had to do all the little modifications. That's why the chips look very different from TAKARA. So with that in mind, so obviously again, core, apex. Now the other thing to note is obviously again, also the discs. So with low mode, how it worked with TT was that only DB discs, or in this case it would be QD discs, would work with low mode. And then after in high mode, you could use either DB or any other disc. Now I don't know if Hasbro is going to be the same thing. I would hope so, because that's another purpose of low and high, but knowing Hasbro, who knows? I also hope the discs weigh a good amount, because it's going to be very unfortunate if they do not. I find it hilarious when people talk about Hasbro's innovation but are ignorant to all the budget cuts to these bays, all the hollowness, all the repeated mistakes. Like, come on. Let's be real now. The performance tips. Now, this is where now they call it Core Plus if you have the little attachment thing, and Apex Plus if you have the little attachment thing. Okay. So by the way, the armors, which I should mention, they're not even called armors, they're called gravity rings. But the attachment on the performance tip is called armor tip. So the armor tip is the SO2, the SO2, SO1, SO whatever, SO3, you get the idea. It's this little attachment that goes on the performance tip, right? So for that, that's supposed to switch, in quotation marks, your bay's type. You could be attack, you go to stamina, you go to attack, whatever, yada yada yada. In the case of vanish, which is very strange, a lot of base performance tips don't really retain the original gimmicks. Maybe, honestly, I'm trying to remember, what's the closest thing? I guess kind of like Slingshot, but even the Slingshot had their gimmick, so I guess this is like not as good as Slingshot, but like the in-between of Slingshot and Hypersphere, I guess. Because this is obviously not kick. This is supposed to be, I believe, Extend plus Q, or it's a balance type tip, and you got the little attachment on there. And then after, that's what makes vanish. So for this one, it would be, what is this? This would be Core Plus, because of the fact that the little attachment's on. But if I didn't want to have the attachment like this, it would look like that. So that's really just the easiest way to go over it, just at the start. And where is it? Where's that other attachment? I'm trying to find where the other attachment is. Let me just get it. Also, the easiest thing to do with the app is you can just switch around. Which actually, I can move on to the next one. So this one is Wrath Fafnir. This is supposed to be in a 2-pack. So with this one, it has, I believe that is the Fugal attachment, and it has the Spiral performance tip. So it's supposed to be stamina with Apex, yeah, just that's normal Apex, and then after the core would be just Spiral, I guess. No, wait, hold on. Okay, so no, Apex is high mode. Okay, core. This is Core Plus. This is Core Plus. This is why it's so confusing with all the Apex and the cores. Okay. So for this one, if you only have the Spiral, that is core. But if you have the attachment, that is Core Plus. All right, there we go. And also, if you wanted to switch around, you could have it look like this. and then after there you go. Okay, there we go. One bay is down. I've explained it so we can go over all the other bays and what they have. Okay, that took a little bit. Let's go with Cyclone Rocktavore, which for some reason I already have in its high mode. Or excuse me, what is it called again? Apex mode. So let me just get this normal. Oh yeah, there's other Rocktavores. Okay, so for this one, it has that new disc, which is Aquilion Dash. I believe this is supposed to have, what is this? Massive, and it has the Fugal attachment. And obviously, if I flip it, that's what it would look like, which I think I already had. So if we go to skins, I go to Magma Rocktavore. There is a new disc with an unknown name. Now this one is TB3. I believe this is also supposed to be Extend Plus Q, and the attachment is supposed to be Venture on it. Now with this one, we can see, now if we compare it to the other ones, slightly different. Actually, they all have, well, they all have blue on there, or is that just an error? But if I flip it again, that's what it looks like. Okay, so Rocktavore is pretty much done, and so is Fafnir. So let's go to our next one. Okay, let's go over Destruction Bellfire. So with this one, this is the protagonist's bay, Bell Dizoro. So again, with, what is this again? Apex. Apex Plus, actually. So there's Apex Plus. So you're gonna hear me probably stumble. I have to get used to it. So for this one, it's seemingly supposed to be yielding, and the attachment is obviously Venture. Venture does not have the rubber on it. I'm also assuming it can't also have the tight spring on it, because that was also with Venture. So there's the Nexus disc. And anything really else about this? No, not really. So which is the other one? This is the recolor. So this is the recolor one. I think it actually pretty much has the same, just recolor of the stock, but a little bit different. The tip is different. The tip, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Survive, and I can't tell. I think that bottom's supposed to be Liner. I honestly cannot tell. Whatever it's supposed to be. I'm trying to select the performance tip. I need to... So there's all these attachments, but it's really hard to tell with this. I guess that's supposed to be it, because I know there's another one, which one is it? There's this one, which people have pointed out, and yeah, that's definitely supposed to be Claw, but it's not really Claw. So, Bellfire is pretty much done and gone over. Okay, next up, who we got? Who am I supposed to go over next? Does this load? No, go back. I need to update the UI just to make sure it's polished. Alright, let's go to actually Magma. Perfect. So this is Magma Ifritter. So Sequix, and for the performance tip, it is Jaggy, and the attachment on it is Wave. So with Magma, I don't even know what the armor is supposed to be based on, because I can't tell. I know the other ones are like, there's 2, there's 3, there's 6, whatever. This one's a little bit tough, but you can just see, and again, if I wanted to remove it, it would be like this, and this would be, what is this? This would just be normal Apex, but if I add the attachment, which if I go back on this one, and I would have Apex Plus with Magma. And then after we go to Destruction Ifritter, now this one actually has a new performance tip for Hasbro, but not new in general, which is Assault. This was originally released on Amaterios, and there is a normal color, which is on, I believe, Cyclone. And the attachment's the similar to Vanish. I'm pretty sure it should be. Let me see, this one, yeah, Vanish attachment. So let me just do the thing where I flip it again and go, oh, look at that. I think that's supposed to be 6 on it too. I believe, to memory. Yeah, the unfortunate thing too is that the app update does not have the names on them anymore. It's just the codes, which is very annoying. Because you would always have like, this is the thing, aka this. We don't have that at the moment, which sucks. So for this one, for Baldurov, which it has the disc diagram. So first off, this is the evolution to Baldur for Hasbro. And a cool thing to note too is that the avatar is a modified design of the original Bay Terminal avatar design. This is what it looks like. This would be Apex Plus again, and then after, let's go over the actual driver. So it's supposed to be Zephyr, and it has press on it. Now, this is also a true point, but the one thing I'm worried about with performance tips is that none of them are gonna have gimmicks. What I mean by this is like, yes, there's the gimmick where you can just put the attachment and switch it, but if you've noticed, like, all the performance tips that have been on here, what is this, Jaggy, there's like Jaggy Assault, Spiral, Extend Plus, one of them is supposed to be Fusion. That might be the one that's Fusion. There's honestly a lot of them, but all of these are like gimmickless, right? They're just the basic ones. And the attachments are the same too. Like, this is supposed to be press, right? So I do hope that they actually do have gimmicks on the thing, because that would technically mean that Speedstorm performance tips have more gimmicks than the actual QD drivers. Because there's the mode change, but, you know, I just hope they're able to do it right. That's Baldurov. Gilded Baldurov. Alright, where's the last one? Oh, this is actually the one I like. Berserk Lindworm. So this one is supposed to have, I think this one was the one where I said I thought it was Fusion. And the attachment is definitely Claw, but I don't know. Because the thing is, it's labeled an attack type, but how does an attack type if it has TB15? And the attachment is definitely like a stamina. So I don't really understand. There's a new disc on this too. It's QD05, we don't have the name. It's a really cool design for a disc, actually. This is the only one I actually unironically like, so if you're wondering for the reviews which one I'm actually going to say I like a lot, it's going to be this one when we get it. This one's in a 2-pack, isn't it? Berserk Lindworm, that's the 2-pack one, right? Let me see, what 2-pack is that? I think that's with, isn't that with Magma Rock Tavor? Let me see. Yeah, but that's pretty much all of QD, just giving an overview. So, now that we've gone over the overview of the stuff, obviously I would say the typical, oh, I hope they do the layer gimmicks, I hope they do the performance tip gimmicks, I hope they weigh a lot, I hope the slopes are good. Okay, I found this one, so I'm gonna have to probably edit around, but this is Stone Nemesis, which I don't know why it's not called Stone Noctimus. That is just not good localization. What I mean by that is that they called it Noctimus, and this is obviously an evolution to Noctimus. It doesn't make any sense. If they could call it Nemesis all this time, then they could have called it Twin Noctimus, not the Twin Noctimus instead of Twin Nemesis instead of Twin Noctimus. Whatever. Anyways, there is, I believe it actually has the 3 armor on there, I'm pretty sure. It has Sequex, and this one honestly is actually, I nearly forgot, that's how bad this was. It has like this weird, actually that attachment kind of looks funny to use, but I think that's like needle or something. Honestly, it was so forgettable. What's really confusing to me too is like, okay, the performance type should also dictate what type this is. Like, this should technically be a balance type then, if you count the layer as attack. Isn't that disc also technically balanced because it's on Magma? So I don't get what's making it an attack type, but whatever. I kind of wish it had something else on it. It's kind of weird, just needle and whatever. It really just circles back that none of them really have gimmicks. Though, honestly, the more I think about it, it would have been actually really smart if they had given Stone Nemesis a recolor of Jaggy on there, because that would have been a reference to the original one, the original anime combo. Okay, but that's it. Just reiterate in case I had to cut it again. Really, the only thing I'm hoping for with QD is basically going to just be, I hope that the general weight of the bays is above Surge, because Surge was pretty light. Like, I'm talking, if we're lucky, 15 above. That would be nice. The layers maybe have the gimmicks, you know, that would be cool, right? Everyone wants the bays to be as good as the original, or as close as possible. I hope the performance tips are more creative than just recycling really old ones, but like the attachments are fine. Like, I don't care about the attachments, but you know what I mean? It's like, it's gonna be just that. Like, what's gonna happen if we get to like salvage Valtryek? What are they gonna do? They're gonna give it like what? Like, they're gonna give it, like, the bottom is, like, Excel, and the attachment is, like, some random thing that kind of looks like shot or whatever, you know what I mean? So in the comments, what are you most excited for? What are you least excited for Surge? What are your hopes? What are your gripes right now from everything you've seen? And let me know. Whenever we get it, we will try to do the best and honest review as possible, as we always try to do. There is Vanish, Destruction, Cyclone. Those are the starters. And then after the 2-packs are Stone, Nemesis, Destruction, Ifritter. That's an okay 2-pack, I guess. Gilded Balderog, Magma Ifritter is kind of a pass. Berserk Lindworm and Wrath Fafnir. That's going to be funny because Wrath is an ugly recolor, but Berserk looks amazing. So that's going to be it for now. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to Cypress and have an awesome and amazing day.